How's it going, everyone? Feel free to send me any questions you have. Email down below. It can be about life, finances, women if you want bad advice of what not to do. So do the opposite. If I tell you to do something to get someone to like you back, basically just do the opposite for that. But anyways, today I got a bit of a deep, I'm 14 and this is deep question or whatever, right? But it's something I think that, I think about a lot. I think that it's almost impossible to be human and not question this all the time. This is just one of those questions that just rolls into your head when you're sitting there at 3 a.m. and you have an 8 a.m. class. That was definitely not me last night. But the question is what is the meaning to my life? And if there is none, is my life meaningless? So I'm a person who is open to religion and I would very much like it. However, I wouldn't call myself religious, right? I'm not anti-religion. I'm oh, haha, these stupid people, whatever, right? No, I don't think that, right? If anything, I wish I was, traditionally religious in that way. However, I'm not. And the thing is, with a lot of religion, there is a built-in purpose, and that's helped a lot of societies and cultures survive for so long because there is a built-in purpose and meaning. That's why I'm very pro-religion when it isn't discriminating against people because of one line is interpreted one way. That's stupid. I don't care how you feel about that. I don't rock with that. But in general, I think that giving someone a purpose or society a purpose gives it kind of a cohesive glue, which is great. And I think that's something we're missing. I don't necessarily know if that's the only reason why everyone is so depressed. Maybe it's because of all the microplastics, delicious. I don't know, man. But the thing is, because I don't have a built-in purpose, really, I'm kind of faced with the question of, well, then is my life purposeless? And I don't necessarily think so, because I think when there is no purpose from someone telling you a purpose, it's then up to you to make a purpose. So the problem with this is some people take my life has no purpose as, oh, okay, well then whatever I do really has no consequence because we all explode in X number of years anyways. So let me just drink, smoke, dopamine activities for the rest of my life and shrivel up, be depressed and die. I'm wow, all right, so that sounds like an awful route. And so many people take that route, and I cannot blame them. And, since they have taken that route, and I've seen the tragic documentaries of these, these celebrities who go down that route and the normal people who don't get documentaries who go down that route, I'm have been really focusing on making sure that I take the other path, which I'll tell you a little bit about, and I hope you do as well. So when I was trying to figure out all right, let me find what is the closest thing in nature that I think can be a purpose. And when I'm looking at it, most species, whether animals and plants and everything, a lot of what they're trying to do is make more of themselves, to create a lineage of their species and to reproduce, etc. Right. But it isn't just because oh, I see two monkeys over there doing the ding dong, right? Oh, that must be purposeful, right? It's not just that. I think that one issue that, a lot of people face and, I feel like I could face and I'm trying to avoid facing is serving yourself and not serving anything greater. And I don't mean, oh, you're doing charity work, which is a form of serving something greater. And I think some people do find a lot of purpose in that. But I mean, just very generally, if you're on the priority, totem pole, if you're the only one there, if you stop caring, why would you do anything to help yourself? Because you don't even care about yourself. If you can't get out of bed in the morning for yourself, why would you get out of bed? I mean, that's number one on the priority totem pole. There's no other responsibilities there. However, I think that for me, the closest thing would be having a family, having, a wife and kids. I'm an only child and it's cool. I like it. I get all the attention and all the Christmas presents. It's lovely. Trust me. I would like a few. I would like more than one, maybe 3 to 4, but we'll figure that out, right? I do want some though, right? And I'd feel like if I woke up in the morning one day and I was not feeling like, I was like, man, I don't want to go to work because I don't want to, that there would be something inside of me saying, all right, buddy, well, you don't want to, but do you want your wife and kids to starve today? Or do you want them to have the best life they possibly could have? And boy, when I think of that, I'm out of the bed, man. I'm out of that bed. I'm out of that bed so fast when I think of that. And when I had that like that kind of thought experiment, and I've kind of like had these thoughts drift like more and more, I don't know, like I don't have an answer to like what your meaning should be and what you should make it. But I think I found something that's going to be successful for me. That's going to be successful to happy. I don't like the term happy because happy is kind of like an elevated state. You shouldn't really be in an elevated state for a long period, like forever, because then you're not actually happy. You're just, because happy is like an elevated state above regular. You can't be elevated above regular if that's always, because then that's going to be your regular. I just want to be content. I want to be satisfied, and I don't want it to be a struggle to do day-to-day activities. And I think that, at least in my case, and I think very generally, serving something bigger than yourself. Some people find that in religion. Some people find that in community service. And I think I will find this in starting a family, right? I mean, sometimes I don't feel like going on YouTube and grinding out the videos. However, I do get paid. And when I get paid, I do not buy fancy car, right? I don't actually have a car. I have a license. I don't like driving. I'll get into that maybe in another video or something. It's kind of funny. But, you know, it immediately goes into one of these like dividend yielding index funds. And you might be thinking, oh, because you're like an old man or whatever and like stupid stocks. No, because I like the idea that the work I'm doing today could be providing a potential future for something that is keeping me going in the future that doesn't even exist yet. I am drawing currently on the future prospects of people that don't even exist, and the ones that do, because I'm assuming my wife exists now, or I would be one of those guys dating someone like 20 years younger. I'm not trying to do that. But like my future kid does not exist yet, and I don't even know who my wife would be. I have no idea. Yet it doesn't matter. I'm still able to like draw on that future vision to help myself grind through periods where I don't want to. Because if it was just on me, like just on me to get money for me, I wouldn't post as much as I do. I wouldn't keep going as hard as I do. I wouldn't want to get out of bed. I would skip more classes. I would just, scroll on TikTok longer. And this isn't going to be an easy fix. I didn't like, oh my God, it's not going to be like, oh, I'm clinically depressed. I watch Connor video and then I'm saved. Obviously, it's not that easy. And this is something you got to figure out on your own. But maybe this will help you go in a right direction. Maybe it won't. I'm just telling you what works for me. Submit any questions you have, email down below. I can't guarantee I'll get to them all, obviously. But I'll try and answer one or two, or at least if there's a theme, structure a video around an idea. Anyways, thank you. Peace.